Well, hello there, and welcome to another session. So, in the last video, where I was rewriting some C code to Rust, uh, I made the infix prefix like stack, like reorganizing to compute basic order of this execution. So basically, when there's a formula, it should be um, extracted or ordered in a specific manner so that the interpreter of operations would be able to read relevant data. So if I run this, so you see that the formula itself, A, B, C, D, and minus, plus, whatever, got transformed into A, B, C. So B and C should be multiplied like here. Only then it should be added to A, so we cover this and this, and only after that we take D and we perform a minus operation on whatever we have on a stack. This is quite cool, and I wanted to use that in my markdown logic thing, where I would take a value from a column and I would apply some logic minus equals or less than operation. So this is quite fascinating to me, and I really played around with kind of creating nodes of specific operations or operands. So I was thinking about making, for example, a character or a variable into a node, and whenever we encounter another scope, if you will, which needs to be processed first, I was thinking that this item would be followed by uh, an array or a vector of the same nodes and things like that. So I literally wasted a lot of time. And what I'm playing around right now is I'm trying to understand how would I create basically a tree-like structure, not a binary tree, but a tree where there could be multiple child nodes inside the node. So this is just an update of my thought process. So technically, I have a node, there's some item in question, which is like data thing that we want to process, and at first I had uh, like a reference to node. Where's my keyboard? Why is it? Okay. I had like this, right? So a vector of nodes, which was fine until the moment when I was trying to populate nodes and keep track of my current node where I am at. So technically, when the node is created and a bunch of items are added, I kind of end up with similar structure like this, right? I'll have a node, this is my item, and there's subnodes, subnodes, subnodes. And when I'm adding stuff here, I need to keep track where I am at here, so that I could go back and go inside here and things like that. So I kind of needed to keep track of a stack, and I didn't really want to play around with um, recursion. Recursion is a cheat, and I want to try and become more like flexible in my mind. So another part is if I keep track of nodes here, if this was not a usize or index, if this was a node too, I would need to box it, and whenever I would try and take item from vector, well, it would mean that I would have to have several mutable reference to the same item outside for like keeping track of a stack, and actual items that I'm trying to add to. So this is like wrong according to Rust, and actually I wasted like a week trying to figure out how to go around it, and this is the solution I might go with. So I'm having a index vector of a node that I might have inside. So in my head for a moment, I could have a list like with database, right? You have all your data in the list, and when you need to, you reference other stuff by an ID. So I have a list of just nodes. Every node has some item. In this case, it's just a number, but this could be expression like I wanted to have in the actual example, like this. This could be an item, right? So this is just a data. And these are technically indices or indexes of nodes that a particular item could have reference to. So in here, when I add some node with some data to the actual list, I know for a fact that, well, this is the node I just added to it, right, to the list. And for that node, having only one mutable reference to it, to a particular node, I can add like a reference to whatever node I have inside here to a node in the global list. Does that make any sense? So, like with SQL, this is one-to-many one-to-many um, reference. Yeah, so one node could have multiple references to other nodes by index. This way, at least, I would not violate the references or borrow things with Rust. So in this example here, when this runs, I kind of have a node which has some data, and the first item visible in here has index 1, well, mainly because we added it here immediately after we added the item here. Then we, in the loop, create another node with index 1 because we increased it by 1, push it to the general list, right? And then we mutate some data that the node will have, or a reference to the next items that the node would have, and add it to. So one-to-many, like in SQL, right? Um, one-to-many relationship. So this is technically my goal. One node could have many references to node by ID, just in order not to have mutability issues. Well, this is not a coding, right, thing I'm doing right now. I'm just showing my thought process. Well, I've had so many issues with multiple references and multiple uh, borrows for the same item. It wasn't fun for the 2 weeks. Yeah, for the last 2 weeks, I had little fun with that. In JavaScript, it would be easy. You hold the reference to the thing and you add stuff to it. I would be done in like an hour with this task, but I felt like I want to do it like this. Truth be told, technically I could reuse just the same approach with stupid internal whiles just to um, kind of use one stack in general and move stuff around. I could swap stuff within one array. So I don't know. Um, and then somehow I would trim. Where did I trim the thing? Convert to postfix. Yeah. And then I would trim the remaining stuff from the expression I would have just so that all the uh, parentheses would be gone, right? I might do just that, but it's really interesting to see how would I work with actual scopes within the parentheses. So this is that. It's really fun doing the thing in here. Maybe in the next video I will start implementing this stuff with my simple script evaluation. Thank you so much, and until next time.